Here we go again as we get closer to the debate on Thursday. Donald Trump is just exploding on his social media platform, saying that President Biden is going to be on drugs and saying the debate is going to get rigged. Don't we just get old of this shtick? I know we do, but I think just people need to see that this behavior is just not normal. And look, we can predict this from a mile away. We told you this is exactly what he would be doing, and they're creating the option for him if last minute he wants to cancel this debate for him to say it was rigged, it was unfair, I called for a drug test. Take a look at what he's posting on his social media platform. Then I'll show you his surrogates are out there saying that the debate should be canceled. But here's what he's posting. He goes, all in caps, by the way, drug test for crooked Joe Biden, question mark, question mark, question mark. I would also, comma, immediately agree to one, exclamation point, exclamation point. Then he posts the following as well. He posts this from his doctor, Ronny Jackson, who Donald Trump often refers to as Ronny Johnson. Donald Trump posts, Ronny Jackson was a brilliant doctor, admiral, and now a great congressman. He happens to be totally right about what is written in this must-read article. But unfortunately, nothing will be done about it. Then it says, ex-White House doctor Ronny Jackson calls on Biden to take a drug test before debate. It's the propaganda that Fox is putting out there. Trump has his MAGA Republican Congress member, Ronny Jackson, writing to Congress and saying, he's a Congress member, but writing and saying that there needs to be a drug test done immediately, and Donald Trump reposting the Fox article, reposting the letter. It should be noted Ronny Jackson was actually demoted from his position when he was the White House doctor after an internal investigation revealed that he would drink on the job, that he would prescribe medication he wasn't supposed to, that he turned the White House into a pill mill where he would hand out hardcore drugs like it was candy, and other inappropriate behavior he directed at his colleagues. And this is who Donald Trump is citing and quoting as birds of a feather flock together. Here's the letter that Donald Trump posts that Ronny Jackson sent. You see this letter right here. And then it's a letter from Congress, rather, to President Biden and to the physician of the president, Kevin O'Connor. And this is the letter from Ronny Jackson. It says, President Biden, in advance of the first scheduled 2024 presidential debate in Atlanta on June 27, 2024, and on behalf of millions of concerned Americans, I demand you submit to a clinically validated drug test in order to reassure the American people that you are mentally fit to serve as president and not relying on performance-enhancing drugs to help you with your debate performance on a day-to-day basis to assist you in performing your duties as president of the United States. This drug test should be administered both immediately before and after the debate and should include but not be limited to performance-enhancing drugs. The result of these drug tests should be immediately released to the public, along with a complete list of all medications you are taking on a daily basis or have taken on an as-needed basis, as well as any performance-enhancing medications you are taking or plan to take prior to the debate. I mean, come on. Do you get any more pathetic than this? Millions of people that you are lying to, and you have said over and over again that President Biden can't even walk, that President Biden is senile, where you and Fox have selectively edited and manipulated clips out of hour-long speeches. Now, whenever President Biden gets to speak, whether it's the State of the Union or when Americans tune in, and President Biden performs well because President Biden is a very powerful politician and he does very well at his job at the president, then you need an excuse. So then you double down on your next conspiracy. Oh, it must be drugs. By the way, I debated in high school. I ran a public speaking organization in college, the Toastmasters, when I went to George Washington University. I've been in lots of kind of debate competitions. I've never once heard at any level, middle school, high school, oh, that debater must be on performance-enhancing drugs. Oh, wow. They must be injecting themselves with Provigil and other drugs. It is so utterly ridiculous, but This is where they're going, and they get the MAGA flunky doctor, Ronny Jackson, who, again, was demoted and admonished. And by the way, on the same day that Ronny Jackson sent that letter, the Bipartisan Ethics Committee in Congress announced that they were conducting an investigation into improper expenditures by Ronny Jackson. That's what happened as well. But as I said, birds of a feather flock together. He's a failure. He is an individual who was investigated and demoted for his horrible conduct. And so he finds a crowd in the conspiracy-laden MAGA world. Trump keeps on posting stuff like this over and over again. Donald Trump posts this from the Babylon Bee. Trump preps for debate against Biden by going to nursing home and arguing with dementia patients. And then Donald Trump posts this meme from the Babylon Bee. I mean, first and foremost, when did it become acceptable in the United States of America to become ageist and to mock our elders? Secondly, Donald Trump, you're like basically the same age as President Biden. And if you want to actually talk about the signs and symptoms of dementia, which is a serious issue not to be mocked, you basically check every single box for it. Let's be very clear about that. But this is what Donald Trump is posting. This is who the Republican Party wants to give the nuclear codes to. But what this shows me is just how utterly terrified they are about debating, and that they know President Biden is going to destroy Donald Trump at the debates. Here is Donald Trump's press secretary from the campaign, Caroline Leavitt, fresh off of going on CNN, where rather than answer the question from the anchor, Casey Hunt, she decided to attack the moderators of the debate and say that the debate is rigged. Casey Hunt, Trump's spokesperson, then goes on her media tour, and she goes on the Steve Bannon show, who's about to have to turn himself in for incarceration after being found guilty for his contempt of Congress. Meanwhile, he also has another felony criminal case in New York for the We Build the Wall scam, which Donald Trump pardoned him at the federal level for taking GoFundMe money for himself instead of building the wall that Donald Trump scammed people and claimed he was going to build. So it's alleged that Bannon engaged in the scam, took GoFundMe money, and used it for himself when others pled guilty already in connection with that criminal case. But here's Bannon and Caroline Leavitt. And here they are together, and Bannon says the debate should be canceled. Watch what he says. Play this clip.
I've never seen such disrespect. They have never in the history of television ever taken a national press secretary and treated her with such lack of respect. Cassie Hunt owes you an apology. CNN owes you an apology today. And if we don't get that apology to Caroline Leavitt and to the Trump campaign and to MAGA today, President Trump should cancel this.
So make no mistake, what they are setting this up for is to create the conditions to try to cancel the debate. They sent Caroline Leavitt, who you saw there, to CNN earlier in the morning yesterday, where she attacked the moderators on CNN because they want to push that this is rigged, that Jake Tapper is unfair, that it's all unfair. By the way, as Peter Hanline account states, and he's a former DeSantis supporter, he goes, boo-hoo, Jake Tapper is so mean. A boo-hoo, Biden needs a drug test. A boo-hoo, CNN isn't fair. Absolutely zero confidence from MAGA ahead of the debate, but tons of complaining. For them, everything is rigged, everything is whiny, over and over again. As our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, goes, debate, Trump says that's rigged. 2020 election, Trump says that rigged. 2022 election, Trump says that's rigged. The Academy Awards, the Pulitzer Prize, the Emmys, the Trump University case, the Carroll trial, election lawsuits, criminal trial, Rudy trial, Bannon and Navarro trial, January 6th committee, all of his judges, civil fraud trial, polls, everything is rigged for them. Everything. Go back to the Iowa caucus that Donald Trump lost in 2016. That was rigged. All they do is whine. Here's Donald Trump's lawyer, Caroline Leavitt, going on CNN to attack the moderators. This is what they do. Attack the judges, attack the moderators, and then say, oh, it's so unfair. Everyone's so unfair to Donald Trump. Play this clip.
Themselves as professionals, as they have covered campaigns and interviewed candidates from all sides of the aisle. I'll also say that if you talked to analysts of debates previous, that if you're attacking the moderators, you're usually losing. So I really want to focus in on what these two men are going to do and say when they stand on the stage. Now, we have a little bit of what Donald Trump, your boss, has said in trying to set expectations for this debate. I want to play a series of his comments, and then we'll talk about it. Watch.
Well, maybe I'm better off losing the debate. I'll make sure he says I'll lose the debate on purpose. Maybe I'll do something like that.
I assume he's going to be somebody that will be a worthy debater. Should I be tough and nasty and just say you're the worst president in history? Or should I be nice and calm and let him speak?
So he's basically saying there, well, will I let Joe Biden win? It does seem as though many Republicans have set the bar very low in terms of arguing that Joe Biden is basically senile. Now you have people like Doug Burgum coming out and saying, well, President Biden's very accomplished, trying to set expectations in a different place. What do you expect from Joe Biden?
Well, first of all, it takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently,
we're going to stop this interview if you're going to keep
President
attacking
Trump
my colleagues.
Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry,
this
guys.
debate,
We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden when they both join us now at later this week in Atlanta for this debate. Our thanks to Caroline. John.
It's such a whiny movement. I want to hear from you. As I talked about last night on the MeidasTouch podcast, on the one hand, Donald Trump's instinct is to run away from this debate, and he's terrified and he knows he's going to perform horribly. On the other hand, he knows it's going to be a huge crowd size, the biggest crowd ever in TV, probably history. So that's what I think he's weighing in his mind right now, what to do. We'll keep you posted. President Biden's preparing. Donald Trump is whining. We'll keep you posted as we learn more. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. Thank you for watching.
Enough! Send him to the big house, not the White House. Get the new exclusive tees, mugs, and stickers right now at store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.